Hello and welcome to Spitfire's Tech Talk on SIP trunks. In this talk we will discuss what is a SIP trunk and how do they work, comparing SIP trunks to traditional telephony, the key benefits of SIP trunks, and what to look for in a SIP trunk provider.
To understand what a SIP trunk is and how it works, we must first demonstrate what a traditional telephony setup looks like. Any business with the traditional telephony setup will connect to the PSTN network via either analog or ISDN telephone lines. This is based on copper infrastructure or occasionally fibre infrastructure hardwired to the telephone exchange and maintained entirely by OpenReach.
Now let's look in more detail at how a call is made over this traditional infrastructure. A business user dials a telephone number on their handset. This call is sent to the phone system, or PBX it is connected to, which will in turn route over the analog or ISDN telephone lines. At this point, the call is handled by the OpenReach infrastructure. This infrastructure will connect the call to BT's local telephone exchange. The call is then handed over to the Public Sector Telephony Network, or PSTN, and directed towards its end destination. This traditional infrastructure is legacy, inflexible, and expensive. So what is a SIP trunk and what is SIP? A SIP trunk is a channel over an IP network designed to carry voice packets. As you can see from the diagram, the difference here is that the call does not connect to a local telephone exchange, but instead connects to the SIP provider's network and then out onto the PSTN. Delivering a telephone call over IP is modern, flexible, and cost-effective. SIP stands for Session Initiation Protocol. A SIP signal is used to initiate a call between two parties in much the same way that a handshake initiates a conversation. As soon as the receiver is picked up on the other end of the line, we are now in session. Real-time protocol, or RTP, is then used to pass voice packets over the IP connection. As the name suggests, this is all instantaneous and relies heavily on an internet connection that can provide performance guarantees. We will discuss these guarantees later on in the video. This is more commonly known as VoIP, or Voice over Internet Protocol. So now we know what SIP is, let's look at a SIP call in more detail. A business user will make a call from their phone, which will then be routed via the phone system over the IP circuit and back to the SIP provider, who will in turn send the call out over the PSTN network to its final destination. The difference here is that the call does not connect to a local telephone exchange, but instead is managed by the SIP provider. Having discovered what SIP is and how it differs to traditional telephony from a technical standpoint, we shall now look at the benefits to a business. It was mentioned earlier that traditional telephony was inflexible. This is particularly noticeable when referring to telephone numbers. With traditional telephony, the numbers are locked down to a single exchange, whereas with SIP, numbers are no longer linked to your geographic area, so you can move office and keep your number, or choose to have a different geographic number from anywhere in the UK. For example, you could have a London number and relocate your office to the beaches of Cornwall. In the event of a disaster, traditional telephony offers few options to ensure you continue receiving calls, making business continuity planning difficult. With SIP, you have the flexibility to divert calls to mobiles, remote sites, or home offices, allowing your business to continue uninterrupted from a telephony perspective during this time. Traditional telephony, such as ISDN, requires a qualified BT engineer to attend site to install the service. Typical lead times are 1 month due to engineer resource and the extensive work that needs carrying out at the local exchange and customer premise. So long as suitable internet connectivity is in place, SIP trunks are set up within 24 hours. This can be particularly beneficial for companies where the number of staff fluctuates heavily or your business is going through rapid growth. Not only does SIP telephony offer significant benefits when it comes to flexibility, business continuity and installation times, but it also offers huge cost savings. SIP typically saves customers up to 70% compared to traditional ISDN telephony, allowing you to fill up the piggy bank and increase your business profits rather than throwing money down the drain. The reason for this cost saving is because in the case of Ethernet, SIP trunks only use a fraction of the bandwidth, and therefore the marginal cost of the bearer circuit is very low. So, let's summarise the benefits of SIP trunks. Number flexibility. A business would like to keep their telephone numbers when they move office. SIP trunks thumbs up, ISDN thumbs down. Channel flexibility. A business would like to temporarily increase the number of telephone channels due to a short-term project leading to a high volume of calls. SIP trunks thumbs up, ISDN thumbs down. Business continuity. The UK receives 2 inches of snowfall, and in true British fashion, the roads and public transport shut down so employees cannot get to work. All inbound calls need to be remotely diverted to each employee's mobile phone. SIP trunks thumbs up, ISDN thumbs down. Finally, let's consider cost. A company is looking to increase their profits and cut down on unnecessary spending. SIP trunks thumbs up, ISDN thumbs down. We have discussed what a SIP trunk is and the benefits of SIP over traditional telephony, so let's now look at the key requirements you should look for in a SIP provider. Resiliency. Communication is at the heart of any business, and therefore a reliable telephony service is vital to the smooth running of any profitable organisation. This requires the telephony provider to have a reliable, resilient network. Spitfire's core network benefits from dual, redundant voice networks. Both networks are completely independent of each other, and with our intelligent switching, we can ensure that if there were ever an issue with Spitfire's primary voice network, calls for both inbound and outbound traffic would route via the secondary voice network, giving enhanced resiliency for all Spitfire SIP customers. Call quality. One of the most common frustrations with SIP telephony is call quality. The key to this is understanding how the technology actually works. The first diagram represents voice running over a typical broadband circuit that is also being used for data. Voice packets and data packets use the same circuit, and the packets collide, causing some to arrive jumbled or not to arrive at all. This is what causes poor call quality. It is commonly believed that it is a lack of bandwidth that causes voice quality, but these collisions will occur even over the fastest broadband or Ethernet circuits, and therefore voice must be separated from data. This can be done in 2 ways. Firstly, we can use a broadband circuit designed to carry voice. Spitfire provides special broadband circuits designed to guarantee voice quality. BT, Virgin, and other such providers cannot provide this guarantee on broadband. We dedicate the circuit for voice so that no data packets can collide with the voice packets and perfect call quality can be ensured. Secondly, we can provide an Ethernet circuit which has the ability to support both voice and data on the same circuit. This prioritises voice over data so that perfect call quality can be achieved. This also brings down the operational cost of a SIP service, as you do not need a separate circuit to guarantee call quality. We cover this in more detail in our Converged Ethernet Tech Talk. So who are SIP trunks for? As we have shown in this video, SIP can transform a business's productivity, flexibility, continuity, and business profits. So whether you're working from your shed or the Shard, Spitfire SIP trunks are designed for any size business.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our Tech Talk on SIP trunks. We hope we have been able to break down how the technology works and provide insight into the benefit of SIP over traditional telephony. If you wish to find out more about Spitfire SIP trunks for your own use, please contact our customer sales team on 0207 501 3333. If you are interested in providing these services to your customers, please contact our partner team on 0207 501 3150. Alternatively, for either team, please email us at inquiries@spitfire.co.uk. More Spitfire Tech Talks are available on our YouTube channel, Spitfire Tech Talks. Spitfire, providing telecoms and IP engineering solutions for business since 1988.